Hey, to Angela, but I call her Yee. Way up.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and what an exciting day, because DDG is here guest hosting with me today.
What's up? What's up?
I know you're used to this, but it's a little different. Like what you're doing and being on the radio.
I'm used to it. I feel like there's less pressure.
You feel like that? Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's interesting to me. I was thinking about this as I was going over like some stories with you. Streaming all the time and for hours and hours at a time, you have to always be careful of what you're saying, because you're like, any little thing could be taken out of context.
Highly media trained.
But then you don't want to be too careful either at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm it's different with radio, but I think I know what to say and what not to say.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to get into it, and congratulations on an album that I feel like, well, first of all, doing well numbers-wise, but also just people talking about it. That has to feel good.
Yeah, it feels great.
Blame the chat, because they helped actually make this album.
Yeah, they did.
That's what makes it special. But we're going to talk about that throughout the day. Again, DDG is here. He's going to be guest hosting today. But let's shine a light. That's where we spread some love and some positivity on somebody who's done something special for us. If you want to shout somebody out that's like, look, I want to just spread some love to this person because they did X, Y, and Z, we start to show up with love and positivity. That's what's about.
Okay.
We're not trying to catch you in no craziness today.
Oh, we're not going to be messy today?
Unless you want to. We'll talk about it. It's Way Up. Shine a light when we come back.
I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and excited to have DDG here with me today, guest hosting. And I know you want to shine a light on somebody, right?
Mm-hmm. I want to shine a light on my team that's been moving me around correctly. 11 and Co. My manager, Ebony. My chat. People online that have been rocking with me for these past 60 days. I've been live for 60 days straight.
60 days straight is crazy.
Crazy, right?
That's good, but that's great money.
Yeah, it is. I ain't lying. It is kind of cool.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it'd be like, this a lot, but then you have to be like, well, there's a reason behind it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's money definitely motivating, but, it's really about building a community and just connecting with the people that support me.
I think it's great when you can do both, too. Because you also give back. So I think that's important, too. So not only are you going to blame the chat, you also want to thank the chat.
Of course.
And they actually helped craft this album. I got a lot of questions about it later, too, because I know people were like, well, why didn't this make the album? But we'll talk about that in a little while, because we had a chance to see a lot of people come through, a lot of people record, but then we're like, I feel like there's a deluxe on the way.
Yeah. Definitely in the works.
Okay. All right. Well, that is who DDG wants to shine a light on. Now you get to shine a light on somebody. 800-292-5150. What's up, Kay? Who do you want to shine a light on?
I want to shine a light on my man.
My man. Okay. Shine a light on him.
I just want to thank him for being such a great stepdad to my daughter, and for being a good man, and for being a hard-working diesel mechanic, and for taking care of the household.
Oh, I love that. You love your man. Did something happen last night? You had a good night?
Do. Actually, we went to sleep. It was a good sleep.
That's a good night. You sound like you glowing today. Well, you know what you got to do tonight when you get home.
I am.
I
sure do.
Okay, girl, get to it. Well, thank you for calling.
Okay, thank you.
What's your man's name?
Don Juan.
Don Juan. Kay loves you. All right, well, thank you for calling.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. That was Shine a Light, 800-292-5150. If you couldn't get through, you could leave a message and shine a light for last word. And when we come back, man, it's time for some Yeetie, and we are going to talk about Diddy. His trial is actually starting today. Jury selection starts this morning. We'll keep you updated. It's Way Out.
So, about last night. Here's how it went down.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee, and DDG is here guest hosting. Are we playing DDG music today? We are? When? 12? Okay, got to make sure. We got to blame the chat. We got to make sure we play this.
Yeah, got to play it.
So what have you been up to since you put out the album? What's been going on?
I've been partying every night.
You don't even like to do that. You want to be home.
I am. I'm a homebody. Small circle. I don't open up for nobody.
So, but have you been having fun though?
Yeah, I've been having a ball. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep though.
Okay. But you are drinking coffee. I told you I appreciate the fact that you drink coffee.
You know what's better?
What?
Matcha.
Okay.
I've been doing matcha. I've been getting a little
The
burst
matcha
energy.
latte?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, last night, I told you I was in St. Thomas. I was there for Carnival. Just got back late last night. Our flight was delayed. Had a good time. They actually had an earthquake while I was there.
Really?
Yes. And so I'm going to tell you something. Horror movies are my favorite movies. Have you seen Sinners yet?
Yes, really good movie.
All right. So I haven't seen it yet. So now that I'm here this week, I'm going to go see it.
At the end, I'm just playing.
I was like, wait a minute. But anyway, I was watching horror movies because that's my favorite genre. And so, like 2-something in the morning, there was an earthquake. The bed started shaking, and I started thinking I was about to get possessed. Because that always happens in the movies. The bed starts shaking, and then next thing you know, you're possessed by like a demon. I actually woke up and got nervous.
Have you ever had sleep paralysis?
Where you couldn't move?
You can't move.
Yeah, I think that's happened to me a couple of times. Where you want to in your mind, that's happened to you?
Yeah, all the time. It's crazy.
It happens to you all the time?
Not all the time, but like when it do happen, like I see something in the corner, like something looking at me.
You think that you... Wow, hold on, let me look up, because that is definitely a sign. You like horror movies?
I do.
I was watching something called Delicious on Netflix. That was so I was watching that right before I fell asleep. Then the earthquake happened, the bed started shaking, and then the TV turned off on its own. And I didn't know what was going on because I'm from New York. We don't have earthquakes like that.
Yeah.
And so I've been in an earthquake one time. I was in LA, and so that's the only time I've ever felt it. So I didn't know what was going on. So I was like, oh my God, I'm getting possessed by a devil. I don't know what I'm like a demon. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What would you do in that situation?
I mean, try to get out the building, I think.
You think that, I don't know if that's going to work. But anyway, so that was, but again, I was outside. I was in St. Thomas. We were at Carnival. We were at Juve. So what we had was a wet fete this year. It rained the entire time. It was definitely like all types of flood flash warnings, but we were still outside. Doing a thing, and we had a good time. So I just want to shout out everybody that was out there. Beanie Man performed. Shabba Ranks performed. That was my first time ever seeing Shabba Ranks perform. Do you know who Shabba Ranks is?
I know the A$AP Ferg song.
Exactly, right? So he pays homage to him. I was thinking that too when I was there. I was like, a lot of these kids aren't going to know Shabba, but he's in his 50s. I'm going to show you some video. When I tell you he was jumping, he was doing so much like stuff that I was like, we were all watching like he's in amazing shape. To be jumping around and running around on the stage. So it was exciting. So shout out to everybody that came to the USVI at St. Thomas for Carnival. Now, when we come back, you're going to love this. This segment is called Tell Us a Secret. This is where people call in and we have to not judge them.
Okay.
And they're anonymous and they're going to tell us a secret. Now, people do have some crazy secrets. I know you do. But people are going to call in and tell us something that they've never told anybody before. And our job is to not judge, just listen and be like, wow. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh, okay. So we don't give no insight.
You can a little bit, but it's just not judgmental insight. So sometimes people call in and they're like, oh, I lied and told my husband that the baby was his, but it's his brother's. It's stuff like that.
That's crazy.
See, you just judged. But
no, I'm sorry.
800-292-5150. Call us up. It's Tell Us a Secret. It's me and DDG. We're not going to judge you. You'll be on the stream. 800-292-5150. Disguise your voice and call us up. That's 800-292-5150. Tell us a secret.
Yo. This is a judgment-free zone. Tell us a secret.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. DDG is here. I just caught him in a lie. My producer was in here like explaining stuff and you said, okay, got it. And then I said, did you understand what he said? You were like, no.
Yeah, I'm a Libra.
Yeah, I wasn't listening either. I was like, that was complicated. But yes, it's time for Tell Us a Secret. And this is where you guys call in. You get to stay anonymous. And I know right now there's a lot of people on the chat that are saying they're going to call in. And I feel like the phone lines blew up after you said it. So I feel like a lot of people calling in are going to be from this chat since DDG is here today. And your hair is growing back.
Oh, you like it? Should I grow it back?
So yeah, we're going to talk about that because you cut your hair off, right? Reaching milestones. A lot of times people cutting their hair off is representative of something even more than just a regular haircut, especially when you had the locks. Right. But you said you wanted to grow it back. You still feel like that?
No, I've been getting a lot of DMs lately.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I kind of like the short hair aura. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, that's a secret. The DMs is coming in. But we want to hear your secrets now. 800-292-5150. Anonymous caller, what's your secret?
One time, me and my best friend, we went out of town and, we put a hotel room together. His girlfriend at the time was with us. And when he went to sleep, I kind of got into it with his girl while he was sleeping the next bed over.
Wow, so you slept with your friend's girl.
Yeah, while we was in the same hotel room while he was asleep.
Wow, that's very risky.
Yeah. But the girl was with it though, huh?
Yeah, she was with it. I mean, she know how to be quiet.
It is what it is,
Now,
man.
what would you have done if he woke up?
I was just like, it's a girl, not me.
Uh-oh. Now, did it ever happen again after that, or that was a one and done?
It was a one and done. But he's still with her now, and like he be calling me to go like on trips like that time, and I just like every time he comes and asks me to go on a trip, I come up with some lame ass or a lie for an excuse.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you for sharing with us, I guess, and sharing with him.
Yeah, good luck, man.
Well, yeah, hopefully he can
Good
tell
luck
who more this if he here.
You think you would ever tell him?
No, that's why I'm calling y'all.
Okay. All right, it's cool. DDG said he did that before too.
No, I didn't.
No, I'm playing. Thank you for calling.
All right, thank you.
He said, no, I didn't.
That's crazy.
What's up, anonymous caller?
Hello.
Listen, you want to tell me and DDG a secret?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So, I was with this man for a long time, and one time, he was a giver. He used to take everything back from me, so he gave me a dog, and 5 years later, he's still talking about that dog.
Oh, he wants the dog back?
His homeboy,
What was the dog name?
Bambi,
Bambi? Okay, so wait, so what's the secret?
that I slept with his homeboy. He know who it was.
Okay, so you
I
slept
was in
with
the
his...
video.
So you slept with his homeboy.
That's crazy.
Hey, anonymous caller, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. You want to tell me and DDG a secret?
Yeah, first thing I want to say is big shout out to y'all. My name is Lil Tone, but a secret that I got of mine last year it was around this time, Kashnet leaked my phone number.
You said Kashnet?
Lil Tone family on all platforms. He leaked my phone number. I'm like, dang. Then Kashnet had all his supporters calling me. I'm like, dang, that's crazy, but it's a blessing though, you know what I'm saying?
What's the blessing?
When Kashnet leaked my phone number, he gave me a little bit more exposure for my channel, my YouTube channel, The Lil Tone Family.
This is supposed to be anonymous. This is your fault, DDG. I just want to say.
He just trying to promote it.
No, this is your fault.
Hey, big shout out to you, DDG. I'll be watching you every single day. I'm really rocking the stream right now, bro.
We know. Thank you for calling, and we'll promote you.
Hey, for sure.
This Tell Us a Secret today was brought to you by DDG's live stream. But thank you guys for calling in. When we come back, we have your Yeetie. Let's do some Yeetie about everybody that's on DDG's album. We'll talk about Queen Naja. We'll talk about Shensia. We'll talk about people who pulled up to the stream, Brittany Renner and Kevin Gates. We'll give you all of those stories when we come back. It's Way Up.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that yee tea. Come and get the tea.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here with DDG. And let's do some Yeetie. You ready for this?
Yep.
All right, so Paul Pierce on his show, The Truth After Dark, was talking about marriage. And here is his critique of marriage. Here's what he said.
Marriage is for old people and poor people. Like my moms and all them, they married on a merit of like, we're going to put our incomes together, have all these kids. So you married for that. And now when you get old, somebody that to be by your side to take care of you. Outside of that, it's no advantage to a man. Like, we going to have to give up half our this, pay child support.
That sounds crazy. What do you think?
Hey man, whatever you like, that's what you like.
What are your thoughts on marriage?
I mean, I feel like everyone should eventually want to get married. I feel like it's definitely something that you should plan for, though.
But why? Like, what is that? Because he's saying there's no benefit to a man when it comes to marriage. First of all, that's also assuming that you have more than her. Like, you could also be with somebody that is risking it all. You also could have a prenup, so you don't have to give up half. Because people always act like marriage, you got to give up half, but you don't have to do that, you know?
Yeah. But who wants to, I don't know if I can say this on radio, but who wants to DIE alone? You know what I mean?
You can say die alone.
Oh, okay, my bad. Who wants to die alone, you know? I feel like, you know.
But you could also be together and not get married, right? Like, be together forever.
I feel like marriage is like a professional relationship. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I feel like boyfriend, girlfriend is like college. It's like, say you're hooping. It's like college basketball.
And JV, and then varsity.
NBA is marriage. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. So that's good. So that makes it something to aspire to, unless you can get an NIL deal and then you don't never have to get married because you can make enough money from that deal to not have to go in the NBA.
I didn't think about it like that.
Anyway, he also talked about women bringing peace into a man's life. He says there's no such thing as that. There's no such thing as somebody living with you on a day-to-day basis bringing peace. It's always going to be something. I don't know that that's true. Sometimes, like, if you really, really love somebody, even when you're not getting along, it still feels good to have them there when you're not getting along.
Yeah, but that's toxic.
I wonder if you're easy to get along with.
I am. I think I'm not toxic at all. Maybe a little bit.
That's what toxic people always say. Okay. Now, Queen Naja, in the meantime, talked about waiting for a marriage with Clarence. And she was on Poor Minds, and recently she talked about what her thoughts are on marriage.
In the past, I put a lot of things about marriage in my songs. I talked a lot about marriage in interviews, so people was just like, she wants marriage, give it to her, you know? Yeah. But I had to sit back and think, like, hold on, I still need some time for myself, because once you become a wife, that's a duty. I actually can wait.
See? She's on the album, too, by the way. That's a good one.
Yeah, doing her thing, More Than a Night.
Yes, indeed. We're going to play that. Okay. As well, we're going to play that, too. Brittany Renner and Kevin Gates also... People are saying that they're married. I'm not sure what's going on with the two of them. But Basketball Wives Season 12 premieres tonight, and they had the premiere party. And Brittany Renner was on the red carpet with Kevin Gates, and here's what she said.
His name echoes in every chamber of my heart. I'm with the person that I quite literally dreamed of. To be able to just wake up next to him and spend time with him, even to have him here behind me, it's like so surreal. I'm like, I gotta love him! So yeah, he's just the most beautiful person inside and out that I've ever met. And I'm just so thankful that Allah blessed me with him.
What did you think when they pulled up together? That ended up going viral.
I didn't know he was going to pull up with her, though. That was cool.
And you knew it was her and everything when she showed up? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
seen them together before, like, you know, but I didn't know if it was public or not when they put up on my live.
Okay. Well, that made it public, regardless of whether or not it was. And you know what's interesting? You didn't know they were on basketball. She's going to be on Basketball Wives again this season. So I'm assuming that he's going to be on there. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. But that super trailer is out right now, too. Now, Shenseea also was live, and she was talking about showing her son less when it comes to the internet. Here's what she said.
You guys see, I show him less now because I find out that the internet is just nasty to kids. I don't think people really deserve to have too much insight on my personal life.
So she's also on the album. And they're all in the news right now. So shout out to Shenseea. Listen, and your baby Halo is so cute. I just want to say that. But I can understand somebody being hesitant about putting someone they love so much on social media.
Yeah, when my son was first born, like, people was trying to say my son wasn't good looking. And
so
a baby.
Cute.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but now everybody love him, you know. But people is weird with kids for sure.
I'd be like, how can you talk about somebody's child? That is so wild. But anyway, so I feel her on that, especially because her son is also like a little more grown. So I'm sure he can see and acknowledge things that are happening, and that's not easy either.
Yeah.
All right, well, that is your Yeetie. When we come back, Under the Radar, these are the stories that are flying under the radar, but you definitely need to know about it. Let's have some fun with that. It's Way Up.
This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here with DDG, and it's time for Under the Radar. The stories that are not in the headlines, but they're under the radar right now. Donald Trump has ordered a 100% tariff on foreign movies. Now, I don't know how that tariff would be imposed, you know, because it's not like it's goods that are coming into the country that he could put a tax on. But they said some services can be subject to regulations and also tax incentives and all of those things. Have you noticed, DDG, like prices going up on things with these tariffs?
It's crazy, especially like the snacks.
Right.
Yeah,
You're like, not my snacks.
I remember Hot Cheetos used to be 50 cents.
I feel like that was a while ago. You're like, I remember when I was growing up, Hot Cheetos were 50 cents. But listen, I'm not going to lie. I just did a full rehab on my house, and the toilet that I brought, I have an extra one, and it's it's more than $1,000 more than what I paid for it a few months ago.
That's crazy.
And that's because of the tariffs. So, you know, just paying attention to all of that. Now, as you're flying around too in Newark, they said that airport is not safe for travelers. One air traffic controller warned people it's not safe. It's not a safe situation right now for the flying public. So what they're saying is that Newark has lost 20% of its air controllers in recent weeks. And the situation is so dire that United Airlines, which is their hub, announced that they were canceling 35 round-trip flights daily because they want to make sure they protect their customers.
Wow. So people can like crash in the air?
Listen, with those air traffic controllers, have you noticed like a lot more reports about planes and things like that? So clearly we need this air traffic control. But there's been all people that's getting laid off and divisions getting rid of. So there's some cracks in the system. The FAA, they're saying that after Trump was sworn in, he cut a lot of those employees. And so, it's scary times out there.
Yeah, you don't know what you're getting into when you get on that plane either.
And you flying a lot.
Right.
I thought about that too, because I was like, I read this story while I was flying back.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
You flew to Newark?
No. And you know what? Normally I fly into JFK or LaGuardia. Newark is it's a little further from me in New Jersey, but I do sometimes fly out of there when I have to.
Right.
But they're telling people to avoid it. All right. Well, that is your Under the Radar. We do have the Way Up mix at the top of the hour. Plus, we're going to be talking to DDG about his album, Blame the Chat, and everything else that he has going on, which is so much. So congratulations. I have to keep on telling you that.
Thank you.
Just congratulations on everything. You should be so proud. We're talking a lot, really, on his stream about everything that's been going on. All right. It's Way Up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way Up.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here with DDG, guest hosting today. We on the blogs because of you.
I go.
All right, well, let's get into this Yee T. Fat Joe and Jadakiss are going to be launching a podcast together. It's called Joe and Jada, and it's going to be covering music, sports, and culture. So shout out to them for that, a podcast. Fat Joe and Jadakiss. If you did a podcast, who would you do a podcast with? Who would be your partner?
I had a podcast recently. It was doing pretty good, and then it kind of just fell off through me being too busy.
Definitely. Although I could see you doing the podcast on the live stream and then putting it out as its own separate episode.
That's what I was going to do. But
yeah.
I ain't really too pressed about it. But if I was to do a podcast, it would be with my son.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
And is that kind of stealing? Because 2 Chainz's son is the same name as my son.
Okay. So, and then he already has his podcast. But I don't know if your son's ready for that.
I don't know.
I don't know if he could weigh in on the topics yet. And I don't know if he'll be able to research and do all the things that he'll need to do.
I don't know. He only won, but maybe next year.
All right. Well, the Met Gala is happening. Are you here for the Met Gala?
Nope, I ain't get invited.
Well, you know who did get invited?
Who?
Kai Cenat.
For real, that's lit.
And he said he wasn't going to go. Here's what he said.
I had an opportunity to go to the Met Gala, chat, but I didn't go because I'm not going to lie. The brand that wanted to host me, I didn't really like.
Well,
I would have still went.
You would have still went no matter what. I feel like, I'm not going to lie, I feel like DDG is on his way to being at the Met Gala because you are riskier with your fashion style than most.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
And that is part of what makes you in that world of fashion, when you'll do things that other people won't do and take a chance.
I think Met Gala is just something that if you get invited, you should just go. It's just like a stamp. Even if you only go once, you know what I mean?
People are saying they think it was Balenciaga that invited him. That's what they think. I don't know that it's true, but you know how people weigh in on it. So they think Balenciaga, and that's what he turned down.
I mean, I rock Balenciaga, so.
He's like,
he don't want to go.
He's like, I'm available.
He don't want to go, man, call me.
Pull up. All right, and Jeezy is being threatened with jail time for allegedly violating his divorce settlement terms with Jeannie Mai. According to In Touch Weekly, the judge denied his attempt to recover $20,000 in legal fees and warned that future failure to comply with the court's order may result in sanctions, which could be in the form of incarceration. This has been quite an unexpected and long and drawn out divorce, and I just hate to see the two of them at odds because they have a beautiful daughter. And at the end of the day, if you could just get along for the sake of that, but it feels like the two of them are just, it went from love to, what they say, no love without hate. It felt like it went from love to dang, what happened?
That'd be.
And shout out to, he's like, I'm not saying nothing wrong. And shout out to Mariah the Scientist. Burning Blue is her highest charting album ever, the lead single Burning Blue. So shout out to her for that. All right. And she looks like she's having a good time with her man, too. We have it? All right. You know the song Burning Blue?
I've been hearing it on TikTok a lot.
All right. Well, here it is. So that's the number 2 song on Apple Music's U.S. charts, and that is Mariah's. That's the highest charting song from a female artist in 2025 on the platform.
Shout out to her. You know, that's my label mate.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
I actually really, really like Mariah the Scientist, too. So, and she stood by her man. He came home, and we did not expect, nobody knew what was going to happen. That was like the longest trial in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You happy with your label?
Yeah.
You should be.
Yeah, we having a ball.
See,
that thing.
People always like try to talk down on labels, but you having a ball with yours.
My label, my situation might be a little different than other people's. I feel like they more open-minded. Mm-hmm. Since I come from a whole different platform. So.
And you've been on that label for a while.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
How long has it been?
About six.
Because when I first met you, it was a label pitching you like to be on Lip Service.
Yeah.
We got to flashback to that interview. All right. Well, DDG is here. So when you come back, you get to ask us any question. We're going to help you out. 800-292-5150. When we come back, it's Ask Ye and DDG. That's 800-292-5150.
Whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
So you should know.
This is Ask Ye.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. And as y'all know, DDG was here guest hosting all day. Well, he's still here guest hosting today. But it's time for Ask Yee and Ask DDG. 800-292-5150. We have Kaylin on the line.
Hey, what's up, Angela Yee? Hey.
You have a question for me and DDG?
Yes. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh, okay.
I mean, you could do 5 years.
5 years, I'll probably be on tour, selling out stadiums.
Period.
Probably be getting my back rubbed by something fine. I don't know what they look like, but something fine, slim, thick, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
So then, 10.
Hi. DDG, what about 10 years from now? Where do you see yourself?
10 years, I think I'll be more chilled. I definitely probably won't be on the internet. I'll probably be just sitting back, doing my music, being a dad.
I wonder if you'll have more kids in about 10 years from now. You probably will. I think 2 more.
I don't know if I want.
In 10 years.
I'm low-key, I don't know if I want more kids.
Really? But you're still young. Like, you got time.
Yeah.
And then I think you got to have a little girl at some point.
I do want a daughter at some point, but I'm definitely not forcing it.
Okay. See, he's torn. At first, he didn't want no kids, but then he wanted a daughter at some point. But we're talking about 10 years from now. Nothing ever happens as we plan it. But thank you, guys. Thank you, ladies, for calling.
I just want to say congrats on your album, DDG. It's fire.
What's your favorite song?
Gracias.
Man on a Mission.
Mm-hmm.
Man on a Mission. That's streaming well, too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you guys for calling.
Shout out to the Cape Twins. I'm twin too, so you representing the twins, DDG.
Thank you.
They really at home just watching. I love that. All right. Chase Mueller, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? This is James calling to speak with Angela Yee.
Okay. What's your question?
I want to know if you're available this weekend.
Oh.
I want to take Cinco de Mayo Day.
Oh, yeah, today's Cinco de Mayo. We forgot about that. Some margaritas.
Maybe, yeah. I want to have some of that fun, like.
I appreciate it. I got a man, but where you see this?
You'll never talk about him.
I talk about him all the time.
You losing aura, bro.
Okay, well, look, check this out, man. I got a song called Thank You on
Here we
My
go.
name is Chase Mueller, 24 Hours.
See, if we would have went out, you'd have been trying to get me to play your music. And then
Nah. The man here in Atlanta, Georgia, you said you had a man. I just wanted to change the subject. You said I'm losing. Yeah, I just wanted to keep the respect, Angela.
I appreciate that.
37.
Thank you for being respectful and changing the subject. Thank you.
Beautiful young lady, though, for real.
All right, I appreciate it. I like everybody in the chat. All right, well, you know what? When we come back, let's talk to DDG. Let's talk about the new album that's doing amazing. Everybody's calling up, talking about how much they love it. Not just the people calling, but I think the critics. And that's always important. Well, I don't know how important it is, but it's nice. It's nice when the critics are like, this is amazing. So we'll talk about it when we come back. It's Way Up.
Everybody listen. Yeah.
It's what y'all been waiting for.
You're tapped in to Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up is Way Up with Angela Yee, and as y'all know, DDG has been guest hosting today, which I appreciate because I know you're super busy. Mm-hmm. We also got a chance to stream live. I saw we made it onto social media because of the people trolling you for Kendrick Lamar. I saw people already posting that.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Everything you do is everywhere. How is that for you?
It's good. You know, it's good business. In my line of work, you know, entertainment.
Okay.
If they ain't talking, then I mean the money getting low.
Now, I was asking you this off the air about the album, the new album, Blame the Chat. I see a lot of positive responses from it, and it feels very cohesive and well put together. Do you think you owe that to just streaming live and letting people really be part of the process?
Yeah, I think I cracked the code. This might be the method. I use a food as an analogy, right? Like if you go to Burger King, right? You go in there for a burger and they be like, nah, we gonna give you this pizza. If that's not the best pizza in the world, you ain't never coming back to Burger King again, right? But if you go to Burger King, they giving you the exact burger you asked for, the right amount of pickles, everything, you're going to be satisfied. You're going to always come back. You know what I'm saying? You get how the analogy makes sense?
No, I understand what you're saying. So you're giving people exactly what they want.
Exactly.
But you know, it's interesting too, because when you're in the process of making a song, it's going to sound way different than when it's done.
Yeah.
And that's hard for people to also have that type of vision to be able to understand what a finished product is going to be like.
Yeah. The highest performing song on the album is called Speed. And yeah, the people watching, they told me, no, don't do that song. That's not the one. Nah, bro, do this one, do this one. And then when I finished it, they're like, oh my God, this is the one.
You know what I want to say? What I see the ladies like is what I prefer.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
And that definitely feels like a song that was purposely for the ladies. And that's just you on there.
I can hold my own weight for sure. But you know, with the hit-a-thon, just being on live, having artists pull it through, it kind of adds to the aesthetic for the live stream. Right. You know, and I'm not finna not put out no great features. You know?
Well, listen, so let's talk about the song with Bia, because that actually went viral because you guys were talking about how you weren't supposed to, like, you guys had did this song. They were asking, when is this song going to come out? And they said your ex didn't want you to do the song with her or something like that.
That was an old song. That was like, that was a long time ago.
So what happened with that? And why didn't she want you to put that out?
It wasn't more so like an ex didn't want me to put it out. It was more so like I didn't want to put it out because me and Bia was like flirting on the song. But we made the song like when I wasn't in a relationship.
See, that's interesting because if you're flirting on a song,
it's work, but at the same time, but
right,
it's like,
it's disrespectful, you think?
In a way. I mean, we was talking about just extra stuff, you know?
Like what? Like what?
No, it was just like it was just like a little sexual.
All right, well, you know what? Let's play something off the album. All right, let's play Pink Dreads right now. You want to introduce it?
Yes, this song is made by two very established content creators, myself and Black Boy Max. We made it on live. This is the first song I made on live.
All right, well, let's do it right now. Here's Pink Dreads. When we come back, we got more with DDG. It's Way Up.
Yeah, let's go.
Turn me up. Here we go again.
This is Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I'm here with DDG. We're talking about his album, Blame the Chat, that's out right now. How hard is it to be in a relationship if you're on stream all the time, though? Because that has to feel like, damn, can we like have some us time?
Yeah, I don't think it's really possible unless like the girl like really streaming as well. I always fall for girls that do the same thing as me. If I was to date somebody, which I probably won't get in another relationship till I'm like 53.
He lying.
But
he a relationship type of guy.
If I was, it'd have to be like somebody that do the same thing as me, just because, you know, I don't feel like dealing with that. Oh, let's watch this movie and this and that. Oh, you know what I mean? If I want to work, I want to work. You feel me?
Now, look, you have Offset on the album, Do What You Want. I heard that song was originally called Toxic Twins.
No,
I'm kidding. But people were loving it. People love that song too. Now, I told you when you came in here, we talked about something that you said on your stream. You said you were forced to live paycheck to paycheck because you have to work constantly to keep up with your expenses. You're like, I got to clear that up. Because I was like, okay, you know, I know you're making a lot of money, but also investing is important. So can we talk about that for a second?
I invest a lot of money into my content. So when I said that, I was definitely exaggerating. I'm nowhere near broke.
Right.
I'm making more money than I ever made. But the reason why I'm making so much money is because I'm investing a lot of my money. So, I feel like the more you spend on yourself, the more you get back.
Somebody called up here earlier and they was like, they wanted to ask you about how to be successful at streaming. But part of that is investing. It's not like people think that you could just jump into this and they don't understand the finances that come behind it too.
Yeah, it's really expensive.
Oh, there go his real voice.
I talk like that when I get comfortable. I'm just feeling comfortable right now. But
it's super expensive, like getting into streaming, you got to pay for a bunch of different services and stuff. So
I just be trying to tell people, like, if you want to get in this game, you're going to have to spend, It's a lot of competition.
Your fans and people who watch the stream is like your family too. You kind of let them in on every aspect of your life. But you think that there's certain things that you're like, okay, now moving forward as I grow and mature, maybe I don't want to let them into everything.
Yeah, I try to keep my personal life, things involving my son, as separate as possible. Because he might pop in on my stream. A lot of people think I film my son 24/7. But when he pop in on and I'm streaming, he just goes so viral every time.
Right.
It's he be on there for maybe
and then that's the part that everybody sees instead of he was on the whole time.
Yeah, so people be like, oh, he always got his son on the stream. He'll pop in and then my mom would help with him while I finish my stream. You know what I mean?
Listen, and when you're 53 years old in a relationship, you think you'll still be streaming? In your next relationship?
Nah, I think the streaming stuff, I'll probably be done mid-30s. I think mid-30s is kind of crazy to be streaming. I mean, there's some people doing
It's going to be
it.
something different happening by then, though, because things are happening so fast.
Yeah.
If you look at everything that's happening with AI, are those things you think about as far as incorporating into what you do? Because everybody's like, you got to pay attention to that now.
I think the whole world going to be different. I think we're going to start dating robots, all types of things around that time.
So maybe your next relationship will be with a robot.
That might be smooth.
I think that might be actually what you need.
You know what I'm saying? You seen that movie with Megan Fox in it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, one of them type robots.
All right, well, DDG Blame the Chat is out right now, guys. Make sure it's been getting really positive responses, really great numbers. Keep it streaming. Honestly, people always talk about you being one of the first people that's an artist, but also has been in this world of streaming. You were super early on it. Just shout out to you and congratulations on having a solid project.
Thank you.
When we come back, man, thank you again to DDG for hosting. Of course, this is your show, so you have the last word.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee and DDG. Thank you so much for guest hosting with me today. I appreciate it.
Of course, I had a lot of fun.
You did?
I did.
This is your fun, vibes.
Yeah, I went to school to be a radio host.
You were the valedictorian too. We would never forget that.
Yeah.
I think it's great to be smart because sometimes people act like going to school, being valid, they act like that's dope.
I was the best student ever though. I had all the girls and the good grades.
I was the best student and I had all the girls.
Yeah, man. I had the best high school career you can have.
A high school career, not just going to school. So you went to school to do radio.
I went to college.
Okay.
Yeah, my major was in broadcasting. So, if I didn't get into what I'm doing now, I'll probably be on that way up.
It kind of is like broadcasting, though, what you do.
In a way, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I'm sure some of those skills from going to college for broadcasting translated well to that. Yeah,
it did for sure.
And then with technology, you gotta always, I think, go with the times. And you saw where everything was headed in. You were super early on it, and everybody's trying to get into it now.
It ain't too late, but it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be a lot of artists that's gonna have to deal with that you copying DDG phase, but you gotta get through it.
I know that's right. All right, well, congratulations again on the album, and blame the chat. If you love it, blame the chat. If you don't, blame the chat. It is what it is, but congratulations. And of course, this is your show, so you have the last word.
Hey, Angela. I was calling to tell a secret. I've been in a relationship with, I'll say, pop star for going on 4 years, and he's a scammer, and nobody will believe this. Hopefully one day somebody will stop his arrogant ass.
This is Trey. I'm from Atlanta. I've been watching DDG for a minute now. I just wanted to congratulate my man on his album drop, his album release. There was no skips. I've been listening to DDG since 2016. But congratulations, DDG, on everything that you're doing. Good stuff. Keep it up, brother, man.
Going way up with Angela Yee.